What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I'm going to be discussing probably one of the most controversial updates in old school history. In the past, there's been some pretty big nerfs to the game, like the logout timer, which ruined splashing and AFK Guthans, and the Twisted Bow nerf, which really reduced its damage. But these nerfs always had a heap of support behind them. But today's update, that's not really the case. A large amount of the community do not really approve of the nerfs that happened recently, but Jagex claims that they were really needed for the game to last longer. As a result, there were actually riots in World 302 after this update, mainly about the updates to Zora and to Void. So yesterday, on the 25th of May 2017, the Oldschool Runescape team released the world map update, which is pretty cool, I guess, and they also rebalanced a lot of the things in the game. The first on the list of balancing changes is a large decrease to the Zora drop table. They say that the average value of loot from Zora has been decreased by about 30%, which essentially means if you are making, let's say, 2 mil per hour at Zora, you'll be making about 1.4 mil instead. Then they go on to say that they replaced some of Zora's resource drops with items which will have less significant economic impact on skillers. Now that line there really struck me the most, because if you scroll down, you can see a lot of the changes are going to really negatively impact skillers. I'm only going to go through a couple of the negative impacts here. Firstly, the mahogany planks have been replaced with mahogany logs. So now there's going to be a lot less mahogany planks coming into the game, and also Iron Man are going to struggle to get their construction level up a bit more now, since they'll have to craft their own planks as well. And also, now there's going to be a massive oversupply of mahogany logs. The price of these logs is going to go down, and then the price of planks has to go up, because now there's going to be less of them, less in supply. So do you know what that means? There's going to be 100 of plank making bots creating mahogany planks now, because the profit margin is going to be massive for making them. So this update's going to bring a lot more plank making bots. And there's literally no requirements to make planks into logs, which further enforces the reason why there's going to be more bots. A lot of the seed drops have been reduced as well, so the price of seeds is going to go up, making farming way more expensive than it originally was. And lastly, Saradomin brews have been replaced with birds' nests. As a whole, this is going to drive the price of Saradomin brews down, which is kind of good, I guess, since there's going to be an oversupply of birds' nests, which are a primary ingredient for Sara brews. Wait, they might be secondary, actually. Who cares? Now, it's not only the drops which have been affected here. Yesterday, I saw the biggest price fluctuations I've ever seen in Old School Runescape. Magic gear crashed really hard since this Zora update, and Zora is one of the only bosses in the game that's weak to magic. The biggest price crashes here was the price of Arams, which dropped over 2 mil overnight. And even bigger, the imbued heart crashed from 37 mil all the way down to 29 mil now. My advice here is hold your mage items, they will definitely go back up. Zora is still 1.4 mil per hour, which is really good. People are just like panicking crazily and dumping all their magic gear, saying, oh, the game's ruined, magic is pointless now. But in reality, this nerf isn't removing Zora, it's simply just lowering some of the drops, so don't panic with all these other people. Next on the list is the Serpentine helmet nerf. And honestly, this nerf was probably the biggest fuck up by Jagex of this update. The strength bonus of the helmet was reduced from 5 to 3, and also the helmet now doesn't inflict venom on enemies, which is really controversial for defense pures which relied on that, and also for God Wars, since minions are going to take a lot longer to kill. Now, worse than the venom is the strength bonus is now equal to that of the Nate's Knot. Furthermore, the Nate's Knot gives a +3 prayer bonus as well. So the Serp Helm does have higher defense bonuses, but it also gives a negative mage and range attack bonus, and the Nate's Knot doesn't. It doesn't give any negative attack bonuses at all. So as a whole, the Nate's Knot, the helmet that costs 35k, is now better than the Serp Helm. Surely changing the +5 to a +4 strength bonus would have been way smarter on Jagex's part, or even just keeping the venom effect and going to the +3 strength bonus. Either one of those would have been way more clever. Another helmet which is really good now is the fighter hat, and it doesn't give any strength bonuses, but it gives a +5 in all the melee attack styles. So maybe I'll make a video comparing the +3 strength bonus with these +5 attack bonuses and I'll work out which one's better, so keep an eye on that. A pretty interesting thing that came from this update is this post which I found on Reddit. Serp helms dropped so badly that the scales that you get from breaking the helmet was more than the helmet itself. That's a sign that the update was pretty broken. Another huge nerf here was the Void range set, which in my opinion is fair enough for PvP, but kinda questionable for PvM combat. The damage bonus from Void range has been changed from 20% damage to a 10% damage boost, which essentially means if you're wearing Void before the update and you hit a 50, you'd now hit a 46. So if you're originally hitting a 20, you'd now hit an 18. You get the point. Honestly, this isn't a massive nerf. Like, the Void range still has a 10% accuracy and 10% damage, so it really isn't that bad. The top suggestion on Reddit today was to keep the old 20% damage boost on Elite Void, and since the achievement diary needs level 100 combat to do, there would be way less Void Pures out there, so essentially that would solve the overpowered PvP problem without a huge uproar in the community. Along with this nerf, the price of Armadil, the best range armor now, has gone up about 7 mil overnight. And with that, something that has never ever happened in RuneScape before, except for maybe in RS3, but in Old School, the best drop from the Armadil boss now is the Armadil chestplate. The price of the hilt is now less than the chestplate. The final nerf was to the Caramba Shop, which now basically completely nerfed it. This update should have happened so long ago. Rank 1 Link's Titan used the Caramba Shop at the time of the release to make over 10 mil per hour to pay for his things like 200 mil prayer and a lot of 200 mils. And now the shop is completely profitless. There's no way to make money there anymore. Absolutely no chance. I guess it's kind of good since there were a lot of bots doing that, but this needed to go so long ago. Link's Titan and a lot of other players have a huge advantage now with the amount of money they made there, but I guess it's better now than never. Anyways guys, that's all I really wanted to say about this update. It's now time for clip of the day. Today's clip is one of my own, and with my friends Nick and iStan07, we recently went to Trio Scorpia, one of the wilderness bosses, and we managed to get a Malediction Shard 3, which is 3 mil on our third kill there, and then 5 kills later, we got another Malediction Shard, and then 10 kills later, we got another Malediction Shard. Essentially, we walked away with our own Malediction Shard each in about 30 minutes. Bank was made. Anyways guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. As always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.